Not Too Late at 58, the podcast for those of a certain age who say, yes, why not? Hello and welcome to this podcast series called Not Too Late at 58, to start your own business. I'm Annie Weir and I turned a lifetime dream into a reality when I was 58, when I finished and published my first novel. So I'm living proof that it is not too late at 58. Hence the name and hence my new passion to help other people of a certain age to achieve their ambitions. And just a couple of things to make clear. You don't actually need to be 58, of course. You don't actually need to want to write a novel, although it is the ambition of a lot of people, and I will tackle that in a future series of podcasts. And many people I speak to say they wish they'd started their own business when they were younger. And I say, well, why not do it now? It's not too late at 58 to start your own business. This series of 10 episodes will address some aspects of starting your own business. And future series, as I say, will include novel writing, business book writing, and getting your training sessions online. So if you'd like to know more about me and Not Too Late at 58, just hop back to the first episode of the first series. This episode is called Smart Business Objectives. And you need to set yourself some, well, at least one anyway, smart business objective. This is so that you can quantify what you're aiming for in the year ahead and enable you to monitor your progress along the way. And it is a proven fact that if you commit your goal or goals to paper or computer and you regularly monitor them, you have more chance of succeeding. I've noticed that in my own training company over the last 15 years, that when I've taken time to plan my objectives and how I'm going to achieve them, I have actually exceeded my forecasts. But in the years when I took half an hour and thought, well, I'll do about the same as last year, that'll be fine, my sales fell. And I've said before, what gets monitored, what gets done, and this applies to business objectives too. So what we're going to do in this episode is to look at some examples of good and bad examples of smart or not objectives so that you can apply the formula to your business. So first of all, do you really need to spend time setting yourself some objectives? And the reason that I say yes is that it will give you a focus for each aspect of your business plan. Your objectives will act as a roadmap, giving guidance and direction. They can help direct your actions and effort away from unrelated activities, so it can help stop you procrastinating, and they give you a bit of motivation to get back on track. They definitely facilitate planning, planning your time, planning your money, planning what you're going to do when. And they can sometimes also help you get investment and grant money. If you're applying for grants, you'll definitely have to specify what your objective is and what, in terms of what you're going to do with the money and how it's going to move your business forward. Having objectives gives you something to aim for. That is challenging but not impossible, and as I said before, can motivate you to get on with it but also inspire you as well. If you've got staff, the objectives can help you manage their performance, or even subcontractors, and you will be able to measure, that's the M in SMART, whether you've achieved each objective. And you and your staff, if you have them, will have a sense of achievement when they have been achieved. And by reviewing the objectives regularly, you'll be able to take corrective action along the way if it looks like you're not going to achieve them. And at the end of the year, you'll be able to evaluate the success of your whole business year. So actually, how to use them, you could set reminders on your phone or computer for a time to review, maybe quarterly, monthly, or just simply put a date in your diary to review the objectives. That's what I've done in the past. So as I say, if you do this, it gives you a chance to spot any problems early and take corrective actions. And you can use the reviews to make sure that, they're still the right objectives. Things change, you might get offers of different jobs, different work, different services that you hadn't anticipated. Well, that's fine, don't be a slave to the objective. Just use it to set yourself a new one, lose an old one if you don't need it anymore. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time-bound. I should maybe have said that earlier in the beginning. So here are some examples of good and bad. So here's a bad example of a SMART objective. So by the end of the year, we'll be offering more health and safety courses. So it certainly is an objective, but it's not SMART, it's not specific. Which courses? How many more? It's not measurable. Well, I suppose it is measurable. You could look at them and say, oh yeah, okay, we have done one or two more. But it needed to be more specific and more measurable than that. And so a better example might be, by the 31st of March 2020, we will have 4 types of certificated health and safety courses advertised on our website. We will have run a pilot of each one for groups of 6 people at half the normal price, and we will have sold at least 3 courses at full price for groups of 12 people. So you see that each of those objectives there can be measured. They're specific. We want 4 types of health and safety courses advertised. It's measurable. We can count them. It's achievable. We've decided that's well within our ability to do that. It's relevant because we already offer courses, I guess. And it's time-bound in that it's going to happen by the 31st of March 2020. So that's one example to do with training, obviously. Another example, by the end of the year, we will have moved to better premises. So, okay, by the end of the year, that is time-bound. It's measurable in a way because you can tell whether you've moved or not, but better premises, not very specific. What does that mean? So a better example there will be, by the 31st of December 2019, we will have moved to a high street location in Kendal, Cumbria. We will have room for a changing room, so customers are more confident to buy. We will have at least double the window area than our current premises, and we'll have a security camera in the shop and have a shutter on the front door. So that very much specifies what we mean by better premises. Better location and exactly where we want to be, big enough for a changing room, more window space and security cameras. So those are much better business objectives all around moving. In fact, you could say that the aim at the end of this year we'll have moved to better premises is an overall aim, and then the objectives are what spells it out. So there's 2 examples there that you can download if you'd like to help you work on your own smart business objectives. When you've had a go, if you'd like some feedback on them, post them on the Facebook page, and I'll comment on them, or somebody else reading it can comment on it as well. But as I say, don't let the objectives totally drive you. Let them be your guide, but don't forget to monitor the results you're getting. Adjust the objectives if the results are different to what you first expected. So it's not set in stone forever. It's a plan. And a quick reminder before I go that I've reduced the cost of Not Too Late at 58. All online courses are now under £50. And the cost of the books, there's only one at the moment, there'll be another one soon, are under £8. So 50 and 8, 58. That means if you sign up for Not Too Late at 58 to start your own business, it will now cost only £47. Or you can buy the 9 modules for £5.80 a module and see how you go, build up as you go along. And on the in the online course, we go into more depth about what I've covered in the podcasts, and there are loads of useful downloads for you as well. And the links for both ways of doing the courses are below. And I'd love you to post at least one of your business objectives on the Facebook page. In the next episode, I'll share a couple of things with you that you need to think about to keep your business legal. So thanks for listening today, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.